Hello. Today's New Testament reading for the Church of England comes from Luke chapter 14. It tells the story that Jesus told about a banquet where a lot of people were invited and nobody ended up coming. So the person hosting the banquet went out into the streets and just invited everybody in to come and enjoy the food. It's one of these stories that gets told in 3 different Gospels. But these Friday reflections are slightly different. We take a slightly different slant on an issue or on a Bible reading. And today I want us to look at a story about a different banquet, something that's recounted by Philip Yancey in his book, What's So Amazing About Grace. It's a story about a banquet, a real life one that was held in June 1990 and was written about in the newspaper, the Boston Globe. It all centred around what was going to be a wedding banquet. A couple went to the Hyatt Hotel in Boston to plan their wedding reception, their wedding banquet. And they picked out all of the food and all of the entertainment and everything else. They had pretty expensive tastes. The fee came to $13,000. So what they did is they put down half of the payment there and then, and they went away. And in the coming days, the groom got cold feet and walked out on the bride-to-be. She went back to the Hyatt Hotel to cancel the reception and got told that she was only entitled to $1,300 back of the $6,500 that she'd put down. And she needed to decide whether she wanted to take those $1,300 and not pay the extra money for this reception that wasn't going to happen or not. And she thought about it, and the more she thought about it, she decided no, she's going to pay the rest of the money that she hasn't even paid yet and have a banquet. But it wasn't going to be a wedding banquet as such. It was going to be a completely different type of party. Philip Yancey writes this: 10 years before, this same woman had been living in a homeless shelter. She had got back on her feet, found a good job, and set aside a sizable nest egg. Now she had the wild notion of using her savings to treat the down and outs of Boston to a night on the town. And so it was that in June of 1990, the Hyatt Hotel in downtown Boston hosted a party such as it had never seen before. The hostess changed the menu to boneless chicken in honour of the groom, she said, and sent invitations to rescue missions and homeless shelters. That warm summer night, people who were used to peeling half-gnawed pizza off the cardboard dined instead on chicken cordon bleu. Hyatt waiters in tuxedos served hors d'oeuvres to senior citizens propped up by crutches and aluminium walkers. Bag ladies, vagrants and addicts took one night off from the hard life on the sidewalks outside and instead sipped champagne, ate chocolate, wedding cake, and danced to big band melodies late into the night. If you've got the time, maybe look up Jesus' story about a banquet in Luke chapter 14 or in one of the other Gospels. It tells us that there is a future banquet, a future existence that is beyond our wildest dreams, beyond something that we could possibly imagine being invited to. And this heavenly banquet, this heavenly existence is open to everybody. Everybody is invited, but a lot of people aren't going to take up that invitation. And it's really going to be very surprising as to who does take up those invitations. We need to stop judging people on terms of whether we think they're worthy of an invite and see them through God's eyes, a God who loves everyone and wants everybody to come to the party.